I had a dream before I left on this last trip where in the dream it was very clear. I was before a crowd of people in a room, and I was simply sharing what I thought was blandly apparent, that there are two kinds of swords. One has a sharp point, and that's for stabbing. And the other type, if you will, is a slashing sword. It has a sharp edge on it, right? And so you got to have one or the other, or both, but because that's what they're for. They're for stabbing and for slashing. That's what swords are for. But too many in the church have ceremonial swords, which have neither point nor edge. They look great. They're beautiful. Hang them on the wall. I mean, play around with them. But they're dull in every other way, and in that sense, useless as swords. And that was all that the dream was. And I'm wondering if the Lord is saying, hey, wake up, if you will, trash your ceremonial swords. I don't know what. This wasn't part of the dream. I'm now going, okay, what does it mean? Trade in your old swords for real swords? Because have we not in the Western church been guilty of being very good with ceremony? Ceremonial swords, theoretical theology, got our watertight theologies, we've got our systems, this is the way. Yeah? And and God's life has always been in the mix. He's so gracious. Even when we presume like that, He still presents Himself and says, there's grace for that. I can work with that. You give me enough to work with. There's reality there. I can move in on that, yes. But I think he's perhaps saying, but now it's time, to draw the sword. It's time for, if this is a threshing floor season, God is sifting and shaking, purifying. No more double-mindedness, no more foot in both camps, no more mixture, no more pretty things that look like God but aren't, that have no power. And again, I don't want to get ahead of God and stir us up to battle, and God's going, I didn't say go yet, and then we're all ready for battle, but the enemy's over here. Any number of that can happen when we get all full of ourselves. I'm just trying to share as much as I feel the Lord has burdened us with for the season we're in, and it's not done yet. It's not fully cooked.